Hey, all you cats and kittens out there. Can you tell what I've been watching on Netflix lately? I thought today we could look at the color wheel since we looked at Jen Stark's colorful artwork in my last segment. So we're going to try to discover some color relationships today using some of her coloring pages as our canvas. So here's one of the examples I've come up with for you. To start out with, we're going to look at monochromatic color schemes. So monochromatic colors are colors that are various shades and tints of one color. So a shade is when we add black to a color to make it darker. A tint is when we add white to a color to make it appear lighter. So you use tints kind of where you're adding your highlights in your picture. So in my colored example, I've chosen to use shades and tints of blue to color that part of the picture. So it could be any color. It just goes, you have to have a range of value to have a monochromatic color scheme, but it could be of any color. So our next type are analogous colors. So those are colors that are adjacent to each other on the color wheel. Adjacent means that the colors are touching. So my example here, I have red, orange, and orange. Forgive me for my lack of all of the range of colors I wish I had for my markers, but I did the best I could. So what you'd be looking at would be something more like this. So three colors that are touching might be violet, red, violet, and red. See how they all are touching, kind of going in order. It might also be green, blue-green, and blue would be a good example. Typically, they're going to include some of the other verbiage within the name. Okay, our next type are complementary colors. So those are colors that are opposite of each other on the color wheel. So think like Christmas time, red and green, yellow and purple like the Lakers, or blue and orange. So I've chosen to use yellow and purple in my colored example for you. These result in very high contrast and unsettling color combinations. So think where that might be useful if you were creating something. If you were trying to do something that was really attention grabbing, like maybe to sell a product, look around the store next time you go, or when you're looking at things online. If somebody wants to grab your attention, they may use complementary color schemes. Okay, so here we have triads. So triadic colors are colors that are adjacent on the color wheel. So that means that they are equally spaced apart. So when you have 12 colors on your color wheel, like we have on ours, there's going to be 3 colors in between. So for example, in my colored example, I've got red, skip 3, yellow, skip 3, and blue. So those are one example of triadic colors. Might also be, let's see, purple, skip 3, orange, skip 3, green, back to purple. So just note they'll form a triangle on the color wheel. Okay, last but not least, these are my favorite of all of the color schemes, so split complementary colors. These colors are a little bit harder to find on the coloring wheel unless you know how to find them. So what you need to do is pick one color first. So let's say our example here on this wheel, we've got purple, yellow, green, and yellow, orange. So let's do, for my example for you, we'll do blue. So blue is our starting point. So blue, I'm going to come over here. I know blue's complement is orange, but blue's split complement, remember we're looking at the color just to the left and just to the right of that color, would be yellow, orange, and red, orange. So it makes a Y shape on the color wheel. Okay, so moving on, let's look at an example of Jen Stark's artwork. So here we have her work, Mandala Random, from 2016. So let's look at this together and let's look for complementary color pairs and split complementary colors. So here we've got some blue and orange next to each other. Those are complementary colors. Here in this section.
Hey, Mommy.
Just a second. We've got split complementary colors, yellow-green, violet, and yellow-orange. So she is thinking about how she pairs her colors up together. Or maybe she just has an eye for it. Who knows? Okay, so here are your challenges for the week. You can create a color wheel using objects around your house. So you're going to find objects that match each color on the color wheel and then put them together in the same order. Snap a picture and then upload that. Or you can maybe look for examples of some of the color schemes that we talked about in the video. So we've got those listed there. Or if you want to do some research and look for works of art that use some of those color schemes, post a picture of what you find and the artist's name and title of the artwork if you can find it so we can give them credit. But post what you can find so you can share it with the rest of us. I look forward to seeing what you come up with, and I hope you guys are all staying well and healthy and happy at home. Please let me know if you need anything, and I look forward to hearing more from you.